Hello, everybody. Welcome to the YNTAAY Minis. Today I'm wearing my Passions Disaster shirt. And do you know why? Because this month, July 2019, marks the 20th anniversary of the premiere of one of my favorite daytime soap operas, Passions. Here's the book, Hidden Passions. That was a storyline in Passions where Tabitha the witch wrote a book about the people of Harmony, the town in Passions. And today, to join me to celebrate this very strange soap is Vernon and Annabelle, because they certainly loved Passions. Now, for those of you who don't know, Passions was a soap opera that premiered on July 5th, 1999 on NBC, and it ran there until September 7th, 2007, and then it moved to DirecTV, which was very sad for me because I didn't have DirecTV. And that was on there from September 17th, 2007 to August 7th, 2008. So the show lasted 9 seasons and did 2,331 episodes. And it was created by James E. Riley. And here's my Passions cup. You know, I should do an episode where Gio and I talk about Passions because that was one of our favorite shows. We were even card-carrying members of the Passions fan club. And, okay, I'm going to show you some of my signed photos that I got from the cast. But if you look up here on my wall, there is my Juliet Mills picture, signed, and of course, my Josh Ryan Evans picture, and he writes, "Dream big," which was always something that Josh Ryan Evans wrote on all of his pictures, and was his motto in life. You know, he was just like 3 feet 2 inches tall, but he was bigger than life. He played Timmy the doll. And Tabitha Lennox, the witch, she would carry Timmy, her Tim Tim doll, around all over Harmony, and people thought she was crazy. But whenever nobody else was looking, Timmy would spring to life and be a real little boy. I just loved those characters. And they were so funny, too. Passions had such comedy on it and supernatural elements. And it was hard for some viewers to take because it had replaced the hit 35-year-old soap opera Another World on NBC. And a lot of fans called Passions Poisons as its nickname, which really wasn't fair to Passions because, well, if you had a soap opera and you were going to put it on the air and they canceled another show to put yours on, you're not going to very well say, "Oh, that's okay, leave Another World on." I mean, even I would say, "Okay, sorry." But yes, so Passions had the theme song, "Breathe in, breathe out, you keep me alive. You are my passion for life." And it was sung by Jane French. And the show was a top-rated show among females 12 to 17. That's a real statistic they would always tout. Like, I didn't know we even counted them. No offense. They don't have any money, really. Allowances, maybe? It was nominated for 31 daytime Emmys over its run, and it won 5 of them, mostly for original songs that were written for the show. And, here's the first cast photo. Now, some of these are in frames, and some of them are not now, because I used to have a Passions wall in my old apartment. And I had to take all those down when I moved. And I've been using frames for other things. Look, here's another one. Look, there's Timmy and Tabitha right center. That was taken in the Crane living room or foyer. Forgive the glare of my camera. And every time you would go to a Passions event, they would give you one of their cast photos. Here's another beautiful one. Yes, that's right, on the set. So they really did give nice gifts away. And this Passion's Disaster shirt was when they had the earthquake and tsunami hit Harmony, and they did an event at Universal City Walk in Hollywood, California. Well, really, it's in Universal City, but and Gio and I went to that, and they showed the Passion's Disaster episode up on the screen, the big screen at the movie theater there. And that was a lot of fun, and all the cast members were there, and you got these shirts and other little things. So it was like an event. Passions really knew how to do things like that, and they could also drag out the days. The days could last a month, and it would be the same day, same outfits, and they would say the same things over and over. But, you know, it was part of the charm. Oh, so Tabitha wrote this book called Hidden Passions, Secrets from the Diaries of Tabitha Lennox. And look, I had Juliet Mills sign the book. And in the story, witches can't be photographed, so they needed to take a photo for the back cover of the book. So Timmy and Tabitha put wax or something on her face so that they could take a picture, and there would be an image that you could do, and she couldn't move her face, and she was like, So that was funny. And this book told a lot of the backstory of the characters. All the older characters on the show, who didn't seem much older than their own children, would always vaguely refer to the past as, that was 20 years ago, or 25, you know, something like that. They would never give specific years or anything. Here are some of the cast photos I have. That's, oh, what was his name? Christopher Douglas played the role. Luis's brother, Luis Lopez Fitzgerald. Now, it's been so long that I'm forgetting names now. I'm old. Here's the first Chad. Of course, Simone, the first Simone Russell. You all remember Reese, who was the nerd, but he doesn't look like a nerd there. Here was one of my favorite Ks. This one I don't think is signed. Some of the people, they would give you packs of photos, which was really classy, and some of the people weren't there. But usually everybody was. Dalton James as the first Hank Bennett. Now this character, I forget what his name was. He was the race car driver. Here's one of my favorites. Norma. She was Norma Bates. Remember her? Great actress. And another one of my favorites, the great Tracy Ross, who played Dr. Eve Russell. Tracy Ross, where are you? You should be in lots of things. You're so talented. Now, Passions in 2006 won the GLAAD Media Award for Outstanding Daily Drama. And so that's very important. They had many gay and lesbian characters on the show, including Simone Russell and the aforementioned Norma Bates, married Beth Wallace's mother. What's her name? Mrs. Wallace. Edna. Now, they had scary storylines, too. There was the blackmailer that was blackmailing Teresa and turned out to be the hermaphrodite who could turn between man and woman. He was Vincent and Valerie. I did not enjoy that storyline. Then remember, Valerie slept with Julian Crane, who was really Vincent and Valerie's father, and then the Valerie part got pregnant, and Vincent was the one that had to give birth. Here's Cracked Connie and Cecil. Cracked Connie sort of reminds me of Annabelle, doesn't she? That was also not a popular storyline. Plus, it was right after Timmy died. We'll talk about that in a minute. Now, here's Charlie. She was one of my favorites. Beth and Charlie put Sheridan Crane in the pit. Remember, loved that storyline. And Charlie was a tough lady, a tough broad, and Of course, it turned out that Charlie was actually Alistair Crane wearing a rubber mask. And then Mrs. Wallace got an orangutan nurse named Precious, and Precious fell in love with Luis Lopez Fitzgerald. I kid you not. Robin Strasser from One Life to Live came on the show as Hecuba, the evil witch. And remember when Charity was sucked into the closet door, through the closet door, and Hale was inside Kay Bennett's closet. And then evil Charity took over, or zombie Charity, they called her both. And here she is. She was in the hot tub with Miguel and kept turning into the demon. Now, Josh Ryan Evans, as I told you, played Timmy. Here's the doll, the Timmy doll. Here's Josh Ryan Evans. And he, and there's the doll in a case now. Sort of like how Annabelle is in a case in Annabelle. But that's at some museum in Hollywood. Now, Josh Ryan Evans played Timmy. And on August 5th, 2002, in real true life, Timmy... Josh Ryan Evans died. He was having a medical procedure in San Diego, and he died from complications to a congenital heart condition. And also that day on the show, they had pre-taped scenes where Timmy would die, and then Timmy goes to heaven, and then the plan was that Timmy would come back to Earth, and the scenes aired where Timmy died. So it was the first time ever in the history of TV, or anything maybe, that a character and the actor died on the exact same day, which is crazy. And here are some more pictures. My good friend Bruce Fringe, who played Father Lonergan, the blind priest. You know, when I play Father Finnegan, I think Geo sort of created Father Finnegan in Father Lonergan's honor because they have similar names, but I always think of Father Lonergan and his wise advice when I'm giving advice as Father Finnegan. Here's another great cast photo. Beautiful. T.C. Russell, very angry character, always screaming and hitting people and attacking Julian Crane. Beth Wallace, played by Kelly McCarty. You know, she later left the daytime business and joined adult films. Isn't that an unusual leap? I've not seen any of them. Dana Sparks played Grace and her twin sister Faith. Faith was burned up in the house fire that first month or so. Kathleen Noon. When Gio and I do another discussion about passions, I'll let him tell you his Kathleen Noon story. I don't think she'll mind now. Ryan McPartlin played the second Hank. He was later on Reba. Did I show you these? Here's Jade from one of the Bennett daughters. Yes. And Natalie Z played the second Gwen, and then Liza Huber took the role back. I better hurry. I don't want this to be too long. Ivy Crane. We loved Liz. We called her Bitch Liz. Another Passions photo. Sheridan Crane. Teresa Lopez Fitzgerald. She went to Days of Our Lives later. Emily Harper. What was she? Fancy Crane. Of course, Sam. James Hyde. Justin Carroll. Here's Jesse Metcalf. Now, he went on to great fame with Desperate Housewives and things. You know who else did? Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who played Jessica, the first one, and then she's been on many movies and that show Brain Dead. Andrea Evans of One Life to Live was, of course, on it. Eric Martzoff, now on Days of Our Lives, is Brady. Here's Charity and Zombie Charity. Now, this is a picture I love. Look, this is when Alistair Crane was only, for years, he was only seen as hands and, you know, a torso. And he would do, he was voiced by Alan Oppenheimer, the great actor. And he writes, so it was Alan who was there at the signing, and he wrote, "To Chris, Alistair is creeping up on you." Isn't that fun? And eventually he was played by David Bailey and John C. Reilly later. Ben Masters as Julian Crane, great actor. Of course, Brooke Kerr. Oh, Galen Garing, of course, now Rafe on Days of Our Lives, was Luis Lopez Fitzgerald. Christy Ferris was one of the Simones. And, of course, our favorite, Eva Tamargo, who was, of course, the matriarch of the Lopez Fitzgerald clan. So anyway, yes, that is our Passions collection. And we just want to say we miss you, Passions. We loved it. And happy 20th anniversary. You won't soon be forgotten. I'd sure love to watch all of those again. And I didn't see most of the episodes from the DirecTV year. So anyway, so happy 20th anniversary. I wonder what Endora looks like now. Remember Endora, Tabitha's daughter? And she was she was named after Endora, and Tabitha, of course, was named after Tabitha from Bewitched. And love that show. Okay. Happy 20th, Passions. Goodbye. Goodbye, everybody.